Hello, today is Friday, May 26th, 2023. Yesterday was my payday, and today is a Friday. So, what more can you ask for leisure time in the spring? And also, Monday is our national holiday because tomorrow is the Buddha's birthday. And since it falls on Saturday, which is the official holiday, our government always make a provision that next first weekday becomes a replacement holiday. So the next Monday, which is May 29th, will be the replacement holiday for the tomorrow's Buddha's birthday. So basically, it's a 3 day holiday, and many Koreans will go overseas for fun, like Japan, China, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore, and Vietnam. And yep, many people go to Vietnam these days, and China reopened its doors, so many Koreans also board the plane to China. Uh, and today at work, we had a lunch at a company cafeteria. And my colleague, one of my colleagues, who is like a stubborn and who is into the special theory, where they have what we call ummoron. What is it in English? Yeah, I got some drinks. He has been severely into theory, subversion theory, and you know. Let me stop here and look for the word for you. Who is heavily into the conspiracy theory on everything. For example, the 9/11 was masterminded not by Osama bin Laden, but the American CIA. And also, he didn't get a shot for against the coronavirus. He said there's a conspiracy theory that the many governments around the world are injecting some kind of a very, very tiny microchip into the vaccine so that the government or the pharmaceutical company can track people's movements and thoughts or thinking process and influence them or remotely monitor so that they could use the people to their advantage, which I think is unthinkable because the chips are generally, I don't know, a passive element. It doesn't use the energy or electricity to be operable, but rather some outside element device will scan our body to extract the information from us. Not sure. I'm not sure if any chip, very, very tiny chip, will interfere with our brain thinking process or any information stored in our brain or the any archaic record supposedly stored outside the universe. But over the lunch, he said the drug sniffing dogs, they are trained to sniff out the drugs by being obsessed with being what do you call they become drug addicts. The dogs are trained to be addicted to drugs by engulfing or by sniffing in or by eating some portion of drug or drugs every time, so that when there aren't any drug input, they become anxious and they cannot stay put, so they just when at the command of the dog handler, they try to sniff out any drug to satisfy their desire, which I think is a bullshit because generally he's always spewing out a bullshit theory, and generally he what do you call repeats the story again and again with which are not backed by any of any tangible facts. And today it came to boil, and I just at the spot where on the table where like 8 people were seated, I just searched for this information on the internet, and I found that the dogs are not trained to sniff out drugs after being addicted to drugs. Yes, they are kind of addicted to toy and play with humans, but they are not addicted to drugs because they don't take in, they don't eat, or they don't sniff in any drugs into their body, especially through the nostrils or mouth. Otherwise, they would be dead sooner or later because every time they eat drugs every day, unthinkable. And they, usually they retire after 6 or 8 years, and any photos of their retirement shows they are relatively in good shape, in good health. So it's a contrary to the conspiracy theory that the dogs eat drugs to be trained. That's bullshit. I think he has been spewing out bullshit here and there, everywhere, and I could smell the shit. But I just read briefly. I just read here and there of this article, and I confronted him, and he was pissed off in front of everybody, and he was at a loss. I wish to be friends with him, but he always ostracized me. So I think I think a tete-a-tete, apple to apple, or I don't call apples oranges. I call apples or apples. Okay, I'm not I'm not a weak person. I'm just person of righteousness. Okay, so let's read this interesting article to be more knowledgeable, to avoid being biased, to avoid being to avoid falling into a conspiracy theory. And also, let's try to read carefully so that we could learn English. Yes, I try to practice English by reading an English article each day, about 50 minutes to all the way to 1 hour length. Usually they say a 2 minute read or a 5 minute read, but actually you have to multiply that minutes by 10. So usually if it's a 2 minute read, I usually take about 20 minutes to read. Yes, I tend to read slowly, but I'll try. When I was younger, my reading speed was just like Americans, normal Americans. But as you're getting old, your reading speed becomes slower. But now I am quite aware of that, so I will just speed things up and try to read fast. So let's go together. This article is from 3dk9 detection.com. You know, K9 means the teeth, but they usually denote it with the K9 news. How long does it take to train drug sniffing dogs? Published January 24th, 2022 by 3dk9 LLC. LLC means the, I don't know, some company, usually the corporate incorporated entity expressed and denoted in the UK. So I think this writer is from the UK, or at least the article is the publishing company or the publisher of this article is based in the UK, probably London. We never know. So we'll find that out later when we are finished with this article too. Dogs, what? Dogs have 225 million scent receptors in their noses. Amazing. Scent receptors. With their advanced sniffing abilities, many dogs make great detecting dogs. Many dogs are trained to sniff out narcotics and other drugs, lost people, and criminals on the run. Depending on the breed, dogs learn quickly and are eager to please their handlers. Have you ever wondered about what it takes to train drug sniffing dogs? Keep reading to learn more. Drug sniffing dog facts. Drug sniffing dogs are trained to target specific scents. This may be a type of drug or explosive. They are able to find these scents when they masked by other odors. For example, when masked by other odors. For example, if you have an employee with drugs in their locker, but they stuck it in a can of coffee so it wouldn't be easily detectable. Well-trained drug dogs will find the scent quickly. Dogs have millions of receptors and rarely miss a scent. Their noses are incredibly accurate, making them great drug sniffers. Detection dogs make for great police dogs, search and rescue assisters, and guide dogs. Detection dogs make for great police dogs, search and rescue assisters, and guide dogs. Most drug detecting dogs are working dogs, so they don't really care what job they have, just that they do have one. Trained detection dogs have strong skills in other areas. They can sense human behaviors better, leading to more protection. Breeds with the best noses. There are a few common breeds used for drug dogs. German Shepherds, Belgian Malinois, and Labrador Retrievers are a few most every knows about. I'm not sure if that's the grammatically correct expression. A few most of the people know about should be correct. A few most every knows about. That's bullshit, man. Every is an adjective. It's not a noun, so they gotta be a noun following it. Where is it? Noun. So it's grammatically wrong. A few, most, everyone, I don't know, most people know about. There are 10 breeds that have exceptional senses of smell, scent receptors. They are Pointer, German Shorthair Pointer, Coonhound, English Springer Spaniel, Belgian Malinois, Labrador Retriever, German Shepherd, Beagle, Basset Hound, Bloodhound. Click here to read more about each of these breeds and a few others. Ages. While some training programs start with young pups, the average age is between 10 and 12 months of age. Most programs will take a long dog older than 3 years old. Most programs will not take a dog older than 3 years old. The younger pups are much more preferable when training in detection. Their careers vary based on health, their drive to work, etc. The average range is from 6 to 10 years. Quality traits needed. All drug detection dogs have similar traits. These include highly motivated, easily trainable, cooperative, obedient, boldness, uh, athleticism, intelligence, athleticism. Never heard of that. I know athlete. He's an athlete, right? Athleticism, intelligence. Overly friendly or skittish dogs aren't good candidates for detection training. Okay, overly friendly and skittish dogs aren't good candidates for detection training. Overly friendly and skittish dogs. Overly friendly or skittish dogs. Dogs have different personalities and temperaments. These are deciding factors in determining which dogs to train as detection dogs. How long does training take? Drug specific training can take between 2 and 6 months. However, the dog you are training should already be well trained in all other areas. When completing drug sniffing training, the dog and the handler, handle, both must complete a certification process. The handler must have a good relationship with their dog, and their dog should listen to their handler. You must complete the certification process for each type of drug they can detect. When training your dog, it's important to train in different environments. This helps them to be less distracted. If you plan to train your dog in drug sniffing, you should expect to put in a lot of effort and long hours. The estimated time frame is based on full-time training. Types of drugs trained in. Drugs that medicines used in non-medical ways that affect people negatively. There are several types of narcotics and drugs that dogs get trained in. The most popular include marijuana, methamphetamines, opioids, hallucinogens, fentanyl, cocaine. Okay, let me go over them one more time. Marijuana, methamphetamines, opioids, hallucinogens, fentanyl, and cocaine. Many dogs can detect more than one type of drug. How are dogs trained to sniff drugs? Detecting dogs think they are playing when they search for drugs. To train a dog to sniff out drugs, you start by playing with them. You play until they love the toy and consider it their favorite. Once they search for the toy consistently, you introduce the drugs in the toy. This associates the toy with a scent. Each time the dog finds a drug-laced toy, they get a treat. Drug-laced toy. A drug-laced toy. A drug-laced toy. They get a treat. Each time a dog finds a drug-laced toy, they get a treat, right? Each time the dog finds the drug-laced toy, they get a treat. As training progresses, you make it more and more difficult for them to find the toy. The key to successfully training a dog to detect drugs is rewards. Reward them for their efforts. and they will quickly pick up this skill. Rewards. Positive reinforcement. This type of training is positive reinforcement. This is where desired behaviors are rewarded. This causes a positive association and will make the behaviors continue in hopes of receiving a reward. Positive reinforcement. Hide a toy with the drugs placed inside it. Dog sniffs and finds the toy. Dog gets reward for finding the odor, right? Positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement. Building a strong relationship with your dog. Another important aspect when considering drug detection training is the relationship you have with your dog. It has to be a solid and strong foundation in order to successfully train in drug sniffing techniques. As with any dog, it's a good idea to work on training continuously. This keeps dogs sharp and focused in all situations. Practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. A well-trained detection dog is a happy, tired, and engaged pup. Sniffing out drugs is a hard work. That's a good expression. Sniffing out drugs is a hard work. A well-trained detection dog is a happy, tired, and engaged pup. Get help from drug sniffing dogs today. Do you run a school and wonder if your students are doing drugs? Are your employees acting strange and you want to know if there are drugs inside their facility? Or maybe you handle a lot of events and need the protection of these super pups? Whatever the reason, we are here to help. 3D-K9 Detection offers narcotics and explosive detection services. Our dogs can easily find contraband at your event, place of business, or school. Contact us today for more information about drug sniffing dogs or to book our service. So from this article, we learned that learn such expressions as practice makes perfect. Sniffing out drugs is a hard work. The handle or handles sniffing out drugs. The positive reinforcement, fentanyl, cocaine. So there are several famous drugs. First off, marijuana, methamphetamine, fentanyl, cocaine, opioids, and what else? We learned several breeds of dog, German Shepherd, Spaniel, a Beagle, and so on. And we also learned the expression pup. Yeah, pup. They don't take any dogs older than 3 years, right? 3 years old. They trained. It's a positive reinforcement, rewards. They get a treat. If they find narcotics, find out narcotics, they get a treat. It's a hard work. Yep. You need to keep the dogs sharp and focused all times. Well, let me go over the article real quick to find out if we could learn more. Yeah, scent receptors, detection dogs, or detecting dogs breed, please their handles, sniffing dog facts. Man, exceptional senses of smell, ages, programs, contraband, quality traits needed. Overly friendly or skittish dogs aren't good candidates for detection training. Overly friendly or skittish dogs. Overly friendly or skittish dogs. Overly friendly or skittish dogs. 2 and 6 months. The certification process. You must complete the certification progress. Drugs trained in hallucinogens, fentanyl, cocaine. Reward, positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement, sniffing. Conspiracy man, conspiracy theorist. Well, that's it. But let's find out the author of this article or the company of the publisher. Proudly serving the entire United States. The American company? Looks like it. LLC. Huh. We proudly serve the entire USA. Corporate office 888 Biscayne Boulevard 5601 STE, Miami, Florida 33132. Their telephone number is 866-704-0928. Welcome to our website. I'm always here to help. Just let me know. Cocaine, patrol services, dog services, contact 3DK9 detection, cookie policy. What's that sound? Well, that's it. I really appreciate your help in posting or uploading this post 3DK9, and also many thanks to my audience for sticking with me and listening to this article, listening to my daily English reading. I have to go to bed now, and I feel drowsy after several shots of Paxeju. There's a traditional herbal liqueur developed in Korea. Very good, tasty liqueur. Okay, thanks for listening. Take care and have a wonderful 3-day holiday. Everybody, bye bye.